Okay. So, Armando talked about forms. Let's add a form to fill in. And how about a user interface? And we're going to have to add, if we're going to add a view for the user interface, we're going to have to add a route to connect it. And then typically there's usually a happy path and a sad path. So let's show it working and not working and see what happens. So what we're going to do, our application is going to be, it's hard to type all that stuff in, so there's this thing called the movie database, TMDB, you probably all know about it. And it's, instead of typing in what the new functionality we want to add is populate that, the form directly from the TMDB. And so we're going to have the ability to search the TMDB from the Rotten Potatoes homepage, and we're going to need a lo-fi user interface and a storyboard to do that. So we're going to put all the pieces together of what you're going to do in projects. So here's my attempt to do this. This is my lo-fi UI for the Rotten Potatoes homepage, and we add a new movie from TMDB, and here's the search button. In the happy path, that is, we find the movie, it comes down here, and it fills in Inception and all the information you want, and you click Add, and you go back. And the sad path, where it doesn't match, you get this message, nope, sorry, couldn't have it, and you could try it over again and search again. So that's the happy path, sad path, and the user interface that we're going to do. So let's go over what the feature looks like using the Cucumber format here of what the feature. So user can add a movie by searching in the movie database, TMDB. So as a movie fan, so I can add new movies without manual tedium, I want to add movies by looking up their details in TMDB. So we're going to write down the sad path first. So let's try and add a movie that doesn't work. Given that I'm on the Rotten Potatoes homepage, then I should see search for the TMD movie. Yep, okay. When I fill in search terms, and we'll make up the name of the movie is the movie that does not exist. Hopefully there's no movie with that name. That would be a bad name for a movie probably. And then I press search TMDB. Then I should be in the Rotten Potatoes homepage, and I should see movie that does not exist was not found in the TMDB. Okay, so that's the sad path there. Now, let's try and figure out what we got to add to make this work. So we're going to need to have a view for this, and what we're going to have that Armando just talked about this earlier is we're going to do a form where the action is, and we have to name a method that's going to catch the form, handle the form. We're going to call that search TMDB, and here is the label for the form that we're going to create in HAML. And this next slide is what does this look like in HTML? This HAML gets turned into this code. And this will be able to implement the form for us. So that's the view. Now, if we were to try it, it would say, when we do try it, it'll say it's missing the route. So I'm just going to go through this slowly. So we have to add a route in moviecontrollers.rb. And then what we could do, it would be to build really the method that can handle all this, that can both, when it fails, if it doesn't work, it'll give an error message, but it can go out into TMD and find that. So unfortunately, what you would really do is start using test-driven development, which we haven't talked about yet. So what we'll do right now is just do the sad path by having a fake method that's just going to always fail. This method will never find a movie, but it'll let the sad path pass. And what Armando will do in a couple of lectures sooner, he'll implement the happy path where it goes out and search TMDB. But the problem is you go back and forth from BDD and TDD, but pedagogically we have to do them one at a time, so we'll just do BDD today. So this is going to be the route that we need to be able to make the connection. Right here, we're going to add this to routes.rb. And then here's our dummy method, and you can see just what Armando talked about. We're going to use the flash, we're going to use it as a warning rather than a notice, and it's going to give the error message there. And this is our method that we're going to do that. All right.